Um, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so this is chapter 6. I just jumped to several chapters that I think suitable for you. Okay, all right. Okay, so this is a chapter emotion and mood. It's actually a chapter that is actually depends on us lah, meaning individual. Okay, so number one is we have several subchapter, or what you call it, learning objective. Number one is what is the what is the difference between emotions and mood. Okay, there is a difference between that. And then we have, when it comes to sources, okay, the sources of emotion and mood. Okay, the impact of emotional labor on employees. We have a theory for this chapter. It's called effective events theory. Okay, we have some strategies for emotional regulation, and apply concept about emotions and mood to specific OBE. Okay, so yeah, we're going to focus on what is the difference between emotions and mood. Okay, so just all right. Okay, so number one is what's the difference is emotion is actually caused by specific events. So basically emotion and specific events. Okay, and basically mood is unclear. We don't know why people like that. Sometimes even ourselves don't know what happened to us. We can't understand ourselves. Why is it like that, and why we are like that. Okay, okay, so basically emotion is because we feel there is something happen. Okay, there is something like, for example, like stress. We have a problem with our boss, or maybe we have a problem with our job. So there is a specific event that makes us feel very stressful. Okay, that will cause us, like, for example, like having anxiety, or maybe fear, or maybe sad or anger, so that kind of thing. So basically when it comes to moods, basically it's actually on unclear stuff lah. Sometimes we have positive, and also we have positive and also negative, not just positive only, then it's just a negative only. Okay, and sometimes can be combined in between positive and negative. Okay, so that's actually the differentiation between these two lah. Okay. So what are the emotion and moods that's actually we like usually we have. Okay, uh okay, for example, like we have this is like a normal one. We have anger, we have fear, sad. Okay, we have happiness. All right. Okay, and then we have, okay, so sometimes we have happy, we have angry, annoyed. Okay, that is actually normal lah. All right. Okay, so with regards to emotions, we have moral emotions. That is actually more on our ethicality. Okay, so okay, so basically we have moral emotions, which makes us Actually, this one we learn from our childhood. Okay, it's like our ethics. Okay, and then you know, sometimes it happen during our child. Okay, so this one is depends on how we've been trained by our parents lah. Okay, this is actually much more on moral emotion. And sometimes what we actually learn from our parents actually will impact us in our judgment, our emotion as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so these two emotions and moods when it comes to organizational behavior is actually very important for what you call it for making a decision making in our job lah. And sometimes this emotional and moods actually makes us ethical or not ethical. So it depends on us lah, how we perceive the emotion. Okay. Next is the sources. Okay. So what is the sources of emotions and mood? Okay, number one is our personality, our own personality. Okay, and then sometimes it's because of time of the day. For example, morning or night, and sometimes people are we call night person, so they don't really like to spend time in the morning, and sometimes even day of the week, for example, Monday blues. Okay, sometimes it's even weather. Some people, they are happy when it comes to rain, or maybe if it's too hot, they feel very what I call it, they feel very bad mood. Sorry lah for all this WhatsApp things. Okay. All right. And then because of stress also, okay, and social activities, some people they love to be with others. Okay, so I need to close this WhatsApp first. Okay, so they are very in a positive mood, but some people don't like it. They feel very bad mood when they are in more people, especially for introvert. And another one is sleep. Okay, when you are lack of sleep also can actually improve your mood in negative way, meaning you will have a negative mood if you lack of sleep. And also exercise. Some people when they exercise, they will have a very good mood. Okay, all right. And then another sources is age and also sex. This is the thing lah. Okay, emotional labor. We go to emotional labor. What is emotional labor actually? Employee expression of organizational desired emotion during interpersonal transaction of work. Meaning that, okay, what for example, when organization wants you to always smile, you can become a customer service person with regards to any feeling that you have, emotion or mood that you have. So you need to align with what the organization wants. For example, like you are a customer service executive, so you need to always be happy and always smile to your customer. So this one is organizational desired moods, desired emotion. So whenever you are actually in the organization, you must actually show the emotion that company wants you to show. Okay, for example, like types of emotion, for example, like felt. Okay, we have felt. Okay, this felt is the actual emotion that you have actually. For example, you are very tired, you are very stressful, that is what you feel. Okay, but when it comes to display, you are displaying other things. Okay, sometimes you can actually, in terms of surface acting or deep acting. Okay, all right. Surface acting, you hide your feelings. Okay, and then you play, you act like there's nothing happened. Deep acting is try to modify your actual feelings based on display rules. This deep acting is like you are struggling lah a little bit. Surface acting, you are a person that can be like hypocrite a little bit lah. You easily to manifest the other way around of emotion, even though that maybe at that time you have a very stressful moment and all. Okay, another one is called emotional dissonance, and under here we have emotional dissonance, and this one is talking about inconsistency between emotions of people feel and emotions of they project. Inconsistent. Okay, inconsistent. Feel, felt versus display lah. Okay, so for example your boss want you to be very happy during a project, but you are actually just got scolded by your boss, saying that you are useless and whatsoever. Suddenly you are happy, but suddenly you sad, suddenly you feel angry, suddenly you're happy again. So this is called as emotional dissonance. Okay, we go to the theory now. Okay, so the theory is talking about employees react emotionally to things that happen to them at work, and this influence their job performance and satisfaction. So basically, employee, when they react, will employee when they react will affect their job, their performance. Affect performance. Some people, when they are very moody, they don't want to do anything. Sometimes even they don't really care to come to jobs. So this kind of thing is happen lah. Okay. All right. So next is emotional intelligence. Okay. Emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Actually, a person's ability to perceive emotion and others. Understand the meaning of this emotion, regulate one's emotion according to case. Okay. Emotional intelligence is about you understand your own emotion and also other people. Okay, and other people. Some people they don't actually understand their own self, their own emotion, and some people they don't understand other people's emotion. So you must have this emotional intelligence. This is quite saying that this is actually a good skills for an employee to have. Okay, and you can actually see the model lah inside the slide later on. Okay, meaning that you need to understand others and also your emotion at the same time. Okay, this is actually very good skills to have. Okay, next is emotional regulation. Emotional regulation, identifying and modifying the emotion you feel. Okay, identify and modify emotion. Okay, for example, you are very sad today, but your boss actually asks you to what we call it to however to be happy because we have a big project today. You need to meet someone big, you need to meet someone else. Okay, so this is actually emotional regulation. So you identify, you say that, okay, today I'm sad, and how am I going to modify that? Okay, sometimes it's happened to me as well. If I feel stressed, I don't have mood, and I need to meet my student to teach, can what I do is I will do something that makes me feel calm a little bit. For example, like drinking hot tea.
You need to update
Okay.
Bixby voice to continue.
Sorry lah. There's the goose. It's in my room. Okay. So you identify. You say that I am sad, but I need to modify my sadness to be a little bit more calm. And some people they cannot acting. They have this problem. Okay. That is the definition of emotional regulation. And what is the strategy on how to modify your your emotion? Okay, number one is surface acting that I already saying here. Surface acting means you being hypocrite. Deep acting, you sometimes you will show a little bit of your sadness, but you're okay with talking to people. You're not acting very happy. Just okay. Emotional suppression, you suppress your sadness. Okay, and then we have cognitive reappraisal. Okay, let me do this. We have surface acting. Okay, and then we have deep acting. We have emotional suppression. Okay, you suppress your emotion. And then we have cognitive appraisal. What is actually cognitive appraisal? And you have mindfulness. This is what I did when I have stress or something. I go and maybe do some, what you call it, prayer a little bit, drinking hot coffee, drinking hot tea. So that is actually mindfulness. So sometimes breathe in, breathe out. Okay, cognitive appraisal. What's the meaning of cognitive appraisal? Okay, let me go and see. Cognitive appraisal is the subjective interpretation made by individual to stimulate the environment. Okay, I feel that this one is actually you actually talk to yourself. It's okay, this thing will be over, this problem will be over. So this kind of thing is actually cognitive appraisal. Sometimes you praise yourself, you are good enough, you are confident enough, so that one is okay, right, to be done in order to modify your moods. Okay, the last one is apply concept about emotion and moods to specific OB issues. Okay, so when you want to apply for this concept into the OB, you can actually make a little bit of application. Okay, number one is you do selection. Okay, on EI. Okay, I think now people, EI means emotional intelligence. Even sometimes employer when they make interview, they will test people's emotional intelligence during the interview, and they will take someone that is actually high in the skills. Sometimes I can say that there is no way to actually train EI, but it's actually a common sense, and you need to always think about the people feelings at the same time. Yours. when you want to apply for any decision making inside organization, you also can apply for emotions and mood. Okay, positive emotion basically will give you a better decision making. And then creativity, when you apply emotion and mood in your creativity, sometimes positive mood can increase flexibility, openness, and also creativity. You also can use it in to actually improve motivation among your employees or maybe your colleagues. Okay, and also in leadership also this emotional mode had been applied, so that the emotion also is an important part of people accepting leaders, and also negotiation in between company members, customer service when you serve your customer. Okay, and also work life satisfaction or work life balance lah. Okay, some people they like to have good mood, and I mean like they are focusing on mood and their emotion when they want to choose a job. Deviant work behavior, workplace behavior. This one is meaning deviant is evil lah. Evil, for example, corruption or lying or not coming to what you call it, not coming to work. Sometimes you just not doing your job. So negative emotion can actually lead to an evil workplace behavior. And safety and injury as well. Okay, this one also happened in COVID now at work. Okay, sometimes COVID also is an issue right now. Okay, so I think that's all for chapter 6. This one is a very simple one. Hopefully you understand what I'm teaching you. Okay, so basically it's talking about emotion, specific, personality, time of the day, week, weather, sources, apply the concept. Okay, emotional labor. Okay, meaning that sometimes you need to really modify your emotion as well in order to become a good employee. So I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.